The following presentation is for mature audiences only.
Who are you?
He's a fine man.
All hell is broken loose.
He's a great broadcaster.
He's a very powerful guy.
Absolutely brilliant.
Feared by men, adored by women.
He's a smart boy. It's patriotic.
It's no big deal.
It's the end of the world.
I might as well tell you now. He's a monkey.
And how you doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome into another edition of The Wild Side with Eric Clark. I am your host, Eric Clark, saying thank you for taking time out of your busy day being awesome to give my little video a watch and a listen. If you like it, like it. If you think other people are going to like it, give it a share. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification button, and make sure you're following on all the social media platforms. That way, if there's a song, band, video, something you want me to check out, hit me up with a DM or leave it in the comments below. If you're going to hit me with a DM, please no spamming. If you are going to leave it in the comments below, become a CONCURPA. All you have to do to become a concurring Sherpa is to give the comments a cursory glance. If you see that your suggestion has already been made, all you have to do is like that original comment and below reply with I concur. That'll help my old burnout resin-coated DJ brain get everything into a nice little organized list, and I can put it into the handy-dandy notebook. Another way to become an official CONCURPA, join the Patreon. Help support the channel. The link to the Patreon is down below. And we also live stream twice a week. Wednesdays, 11 a.m., Saturdays, 2 p.m. 2 hours of fun and frivolity, gathering of the CONCURPAs. We just sit around and talk. People get me to rant about things, so I go off on these really weird tangents. So it's just 2 hours of fun and frivolity every Wednesday at 11 a.m., Saturdays, 2 p.m. Before we get started today, I do want to say thank you to Connect 200 Music to See and Aunt Betty's Nut Butter. Today's video is coming from Patreon request Rich Neath and his family, our original OG CONCURPAs, also one of the first official Patreon CONCURPAs as well. So today we're going to check out a track they asked me to check out. It's called Visions of Atlantis. And the album is called Pirates, right? Yeah, Pirates. It was released last year. And the track is called Master of the Hurricane. And from what I understand, this band is heavily inspired musically by Nightwish and visually and stylistically inspired by the myths of Atlantis. So I'm super interested to check them out. I don't know anything about this band other than a cursory look at some names. Clementine, I believe, is the female vocalist. Awesome name. So fill me in down below. Be my Sherpas. Fill me in down below everything I need to know about Visions of Atlantis. And we are checking out Master the Hurricane on the Wild Side. Here we go. Napalm Records. They always have such cool stuff. Love those pipes.
breathless that hide in my heart. Ashes have covered the fields and painted all dark. So this was not a dream. It flowed in all the streams. I know I'll return one day to this world I knew. Raging storms bring the rain. How can I master the hurricane? Solid stone turns to clay. I fear the way to my call will fade away. I learned to master the hurricane, healing wounds from decay. I am the force at the core that never shakes.
Well done. Very well done. Make sure there's nothing left I need to hear. Visions of Atlantis, Master the Hurricane from the album Pirates on Napalm Records. Napalm Records, man, they're always putting out really cool stuff, man. Really cool, innovative stuff. I like that. That's got a great drive to it. I don't know anything about the band. I know they've been around for going on 25 years now. So this is my introduction to them. So very well done. And the two things I started thinking was, it's a shame that the show Black Sails isn't still on. And I don't know if they have used this band or not, but this is a perfect band for like the next Pirates of the Caribbean movie. I appreciate and respect leaning into the aesthetic. I really do. I appreciate that, man. Adamant would be proud, definitely. But what I'm hearing in the track and what makes it so, it's not, what was it, 7 minutes or something like that? 7:48. One of the things that I've always noticed about good music is that there's no time frame on it. It's just existing within its space. So there are songs that are 2.5 minutes long that feel longer. There are songs that are 8 minutes long that feel shorter. That's because you're not thinking about the spectrum of time when you're turned over to the music. And that's what this song does. It's got a great drive to it. I wrote down classic. It's got classic tones and riffs that keep you integrated while you're ebbing and flowing with the music. So it's got, and I couldn't put my finger on exactly where that riff was taking me, but it was putting me somewhere back in like late 80s, early 90s metal. So it was giving me that comfort, right? Because I've never heard the music before. So even though I've never heard the music, I'm still wanting some familiarity in what I'm hearing, because the familiarity will keep me interested. And that song is very well paced. I also wrote down full-bodied. Even when she is just singing a cappella, there's a full, thick, rich tone to what she's doing. And I wrote brilliant contrast, because there is contrast here with her vocals and the impending heaviness of the song proper. And they're really well done in that matching of the two tones and bringing them together. And then when his vocals come in, it almost almost ties it all in, doesn't it? But her vocals, and again, I don't know much about them. I don't have any idea of how she sounds live, but I'm telling you right now, she is in control of that instrument, 100%. I know that in the studio, you're going to work with compression. You're going to work with just simple production effects and things like that. But her voice is really solid. A lot of times, singers have this thing called a danger zone. We all do. We all have this throat. If you speak from your throat, if you sing from your throat, you're going to damage it. You don't want to do that. You want to sing from down here and allow it to come through on its own. You don't want to push it. And it can go from a yell to a screech real fast. But she's really good at maintaining a nice, thick, rich texture, even in the changes within her own vocals. So while she is flowing inside her own vocal, there's no stress to the notes. So when there's no stress to the notes, it creates this wonderfully smooth color pattern. So you're not hearing anything sharp. You're not hearing anything drop, or you're not hearing her try to run up to a note. Everything flows together perfectly. And that bass line was really good. The bass and the drums are really the epicenter of this track. And they're really good at tying in the symphonic with the guitar. So you're hearing that classical orchestration, and they're matching the tone and temperature with that classic metal riffing and licks perfectly. So there's no sharp edges. Everything flows together nice and smooth. And what comes through the color spectrum for me is this wonderful collision of color. So you've got those really darker earth tones in there, that, like I said, that impendingness, right? The weight, the heaviness of the story, if you will, because the music is telling a story too, not just the lyrics, but the music tells the story as well. And it's got this heaviness to it, but then on top of it, driving right along with it, is this, what's the word I'm looking for? Optimism, right? Like there's this brightness to it that, when mixed with that darkness and that heaviness, is this perfect forward drive, creating all those nice colors. Great layers. Nothing is out of place in the layering of those tones. So very well done. Visions of Atlantis, Master the Hurricane. That is a Patreon request from OG Rich and the Neath family, proud supporters of the Wyldeside with Eric Clark. Become a Patreon. All the links for everything is down below. I do videos for my Patreon members. I will also be I just started it. I will also be posting videos only for Patreon as well. So become a Patreon member, become an official CONCURPA, and join the madness of the Wyldeside with Eric Clark. Again, if you have a suggestion for a band, a song, a video, something you want me to check out, hit me up with a comment or hit me up with a DM. Anything you know, some information about the bands I'm covering, Visions of Atlantis. Again, I'm going into these completely blind, except for a little bit of cursory little research here and there. So let me know down below everything I need to know about Visions of Atlantis and where I need to go from here. It was very well done. Thank you, Rich. Thank you to the Neath family. Thank you to Connect 200 Music to See, and of course, Aunt Betty's Nut Butter. Thank you to all of you for taking time out of your busy day being awesome to give my little video a watch and a listen. Make sure you're looking out for each other. Make sure you're looking out for your neighbor. Try to do at least one good thing a day. I am Eric Clark, and this has been The Wyldeside.